Good evening, online student. Just check once again. Everything is okay. Meghna, Swati. Anyone reply? Audio, video, all good. So if you remember, first we covered sociological thought. Then we covered Karl Marx. I think historical materialism. After historical materialism, we covered class struggle. After class struggle, I think so. Alienation. Okay. After alienation, yesterday we covered religion. So you need not remember everything that we discussed in the class, but you need to understand the core essence of it. So question and answer rating also we covered. So probably today's class I'll try to give brief idea about Max Weber. So that you will get a rough idea. Again, I'm just saying that you just need to get the thinking process of the thought. So the purpose is, see, if you and your friend are discussing something and your friend told something creative, something innovative, which is relevant, which is valid, then the thought becomes popular. So similarly, so while discussing or while observing or while writing or while doing research, so these people have told this. In the process, this became a thought. It's not that a monk is teaching to a disciple are writing a book and then that became sociological thought. Not like that. Simply in discussion, they said something during the discussion process and they have written it. Over a period of time, that became a thought. So like it does not mean that Marx knows what Weber is saying, Weber knows what Marx is saying, not like that. Just like we are discussing, they are also discussing, they're also doing research, they're also over a period of time studied, observed, and someone compiled all of them. That compilation only is called as thought. Like you said something, I said something, friend said something. Out of all of them which are relevant, which are valid, which are scientific, somebody codified all of them. That codification only is called as thought. So just before go to Max Weber today's class, so remember religion. So yesterday we covered one of the powerful quote of Karl Marx. Religion is opium of masses. So why Karl Marx says religion is opium of the masses? What is the reason? And why do you think, according to Karl Marx, religion is developed, or religious beliefs is developed? Very good. Rich wants to control the poor. And we don't want poor to question the exploitation. So how do we pacify them? Through religious beliefs. You are poor because God created you as poor. So you believe in the God. So you have to continue your work. You should not question at all. So what was the purpose of creating religion according to Karl Marx? Yes, to control the poor, to prevent revolution. Why, sir? Remember pauperization? What is pauperization, dear? What is pauperization? What is pauperization? The poor is becoming poorer and they're becoming further poor. They're becoming poorest of the poor. Correct? Who is responsible for this pauperization? Who is responsible for this? The rich. Rich is becoming rich and richer. Correct only? The rich is becoming rich and richer, whereas poor is becoming poor and poorer. So one day revolution will come. So revolution should not come. So we are giving a false belief to you. What is that false belief? Called religion. And Karl Marx says, it is not the religion that creates man, it is the man that creates religion. Say, look at the wording. మతాన్ని ఎవరు తయారు చేస్తున్నారు? మనిషి మతాన్ని తయారు చేస్తుందా? మతం మనిషిని తయారు చేస్తుందా? మనిషి మతాన్ని తయారు చేస్తున్నాడు. ఎవరు? రిచ్ మ్యాన్ ఈజ్ క్రియేటింగ్ బిలీఫ్స్ ఫర్ హూమ్? For poor people. So what happens? They will not question. They will simply believe. You did not clear prelims exam. Sir, why, sir? Because of fate that you have done in last janma. Correct? లాస్ట్ జన్మలో ఏదో చేస్తే ఈ జన్మలో ప్రిలిమ్స్ ఎగ్జామ్కి ఏమైనా సంబంధం ఉందా? అసలు సరిగా చదవలేదు, క్లియర్ అవ్వలేదు. దట్ ఇస్ ద ఆన్సర్. కరెక్ట్? సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? రిలీజన్ ఈజ్ క్రియేటింగ్ ఏ ఫాల్స్ బిలీఫ్, false consciousness, not the original consciousness. And I gave Three explanations. Why is Karl Marx saying religion as opium of the masses? It does the temporary pain. You are having pain, so temporarily it reduces the pain because you are listening to preachings. Next, what did we say? It distracts the world view, meaning you are not understanding what is happening to you right now because you are being distracted by religious beliefs. Then, in the name of the worship, you are mimicking or you are trying to not understanding the exploitation. So, in simple, someone is boozing, someone is taking drugs because of the intoxication. What do? They don't know what is happening to them. Similarly, in the name of the religion, in the name of the belief system, someone is trying to use them. So Karl Marx is studying the religion from negative perspective. What is the meaning of negative perspective? Materialistic perspective. And he says religion is not good for the society. So two perspectives. One, materialistic perspective. Second, he says it is not functional. Functional means good. It is actually from negative perspective or bad perspective. We are talking about negative perspective. Yes. So if you look at, also I said, so in the name of the religion, what Protestant or what the capitalistic is doing, capitalist is trying to convince the proletariat. So you are in this position not because of the capitalist, but because of God, because of fate, because of some alter life. We are worried about the present life and they are telling అంతకుముందు జన్మలో ఏం చేసావో దానివల్ల ఈ రోజు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నావు, which means we are giving a false explanation to them. So I said yesterday, someone is having headache, we are giving Jendu bomb, but we are not asking why that headache came. So we are not addressing the root cause of poverty. We are not addressing the root cause of why they are in that state of mind. So it is a temporary bomb applied. That's the reason why it is becoming opium. So also we said, Lenin said, religion is spiritual booze. So which means when you go and do something in the name of the religion without questioning, your scientific temper is not there. So గుడిలో కొబ్బరికాయ ఎందుకు కొట్టాలి? కొబ్బరి చట్నీ చేసుకోవడం కోసం. There is a scientific reason behind it, but we don't know the scientific reason. So హిందూ టెంపుల్స్లో అయితే ల్యాంప్ వెలిగిస్తారు కదా, ఎందుకు వెలిగించాలి? చీకట్లోంచి బయటికి రావడానిక? So there is a scientific reason. We don't know it. There is a scientific reason. Similarly, మ్యారేజెస్లో కూడా పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తారు కదా, ఏంటది సప్తపదిగా, ధర్మ అర్థ కామ మోక్షేష నాతి చరామి తిరుగుతారు కదా, ఎవరి చుట్టూ ఎవరు తిరుగుతారు. సో దెర్ ఈస్ అగ్ని చుట్టూ, దెర్ ఈస్ సమ్ రిచువల్, దెర్ ఈస్ సమ్ వర్షిప్, దెర్ ఈస్ సమ్ సైంటిఫిక్ రీజన్ బిహైండ్ ఇట్, బట్ వీ డోంట్ నో ద రీజన్ ఫర్ ఇట్. సో విచ్ మీన్స్ ఇన్ ద నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ద రిలీజన్ we are not understanding what we are doing, we are not questioning, we are simply following. సో ఇంకా చెప్పాలంటే యూపీఎస్సీలో ఫస్ట్ ర్యాంక్ రావాలనుకుంటున్నారా, ఏం చేయాలి? ఈ రుద్రాక్షలు ఆర్డర్ చేయాలి. ఇంకేం చేయాలి సార్? ఈ హిమాలయన్ వాటర్ తాగాలి ప్రతిరోజు. సో సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ సమ్మన్ ఈస్ సేయింగ్ దిస్, పీపుల్ ఆర్ సింప్లీ ఫాలోయింగ్ దిస్ వితౌట్ క్వశ్చనింగ్ ఇట్, వితౌట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ద రేషనాలిటీ. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ మార్క్స్ ఈస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ రిలీజియన్. బుద్ధున్న వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా అడగాలి కదా, రుద్రాక్షకి ఎగ్జామ్కి ఏంటి సంబంధం అసలు? సో ఇప్పటికి కూడా సూపర్స్టిషియస్ బిలీఫ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్, సో ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్, వెరీ వెల్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ స్టిల్ ఫాలోయింగ్. వెన్ ఇస్రో ఈస్ లాంచింగ్ శాటిలైట్స్ ఆల్సో వీఆర్ బ్రేకింగ్ ద కోకోనట్. ఎందుకు? కూడా మేము చేయాల్సినట్టు మేము చేసాం, ఆ పై గాల్లోకి ఎగిరిన తర్వాత అంతా నీదే. లార్జ్ హ్యాడ్రన్ కొలైడర్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్, హిగ్స్ బోసన్ పార్టికల్ థియరీ. Finally, what does it say? Yes, there exists some supernatural power. That supernatural power only is called as God particle. From that God particle only, the origin of the universe started. So, every religion, every religious book is saying same thing only. ప్రతి మతంలో ఏం చెప్తున్నారు? సృష్టించబడడానికి ఒక సృష్టికర్త ఉన్నాడు. సో దెర్ ఈస్ సమ్ క్రియేటర్. From this creator only creation came. That's what Bible also almost same. So Islam also, everywhere they are saying the same thing. We spend so many lakhs of crores and then finally we are accepting Higgs boson particle theory, God particle theory. So finally we said how religion is used to control the society, social control. So then I said religion is used as critic of capitalism by Karl Marx. Then we have written religion is a way of imposing false consciousness, and we said it is legitimizing the control of the rich and the poor in the name of religion. And we have written some quotes about religion. So this is about Karl Marx, religion. Now, by the time we completed almost alienation, class struggle, historical materialism, religion, if you just look at a previous question on that topic, you will get rough idea. Okay, these dimensions are covered, and we are able to write at least core structure. So similarly, one of the popular thinkers in sociology optionally is Max Weber. So today's class, I'll be covering one more sociological thinker, Max Weber, and I'll try to explain his basic ideas, his concepts, so methods, all that. Now, if you look at what the concept of Max Weber, what did he study, and some of the terms only I'll try to explain. So just basic idea. Even public administration also Max Weber is studied. In political science also Max Weber is studied because of bureaucracy and ideal type. But before we go to his ideas about society, here one concept is there, interpretative understanding and social action. So that we'll get a clarity of Max Weber. So who is he? He was also born in Germany at that time. So he was studying various socio-economic conditions of European nations, and he came with a new method in sociology to understand the social aspect. How, sir? What he has done, sir? We are going to cover one by one. But before that, how did we learn walking? One dear, చిన్నప్పుడు మనం వాకింగ్ ఎలా నేర్చుకున్నాం? లేదు సార్, డైరెక్ట్గా రన్నింగ్ ఓన్లీ. Online students, how did you learn walking, dear? No walking, sir. Only jumping. After creeping. How did you learn creeping? Naturally it will come. Oh my God. Oh, చిన్నప్పుడు we are not able to sit at one place. Okay. I'll ask a different question. How did you learn driving? 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler? ఎలా నేర్చుకున్నారు డ్రైవింగ్? యూట్యూబ్లో చూసి. హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, చూస్తున్నారా ఎలా నడపాలి వితౌట్ యూజింగ్ హ్యాండ్స్? ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ ఎస్, ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ అబ్జర్వేషన్. పేరెంట్స్ చెప్పారు మనకేమని, ఇలా దూక్కూడదు, ఇలా పరిగెత్తకూడదు, యూ విల్ గెట్ హర్ట్ ఇఫ్ యూ డూ లైక్ దిస్. కానీ చిన్నప్పుడు ఏమి వినేవాళ్ళం కాదు, ఎందుకంటే మైండ్ ఈజ్ సో క్యూరియస్, సో ఇంక్విజిటివ్. సో ఒక ఫోన్ ఇచ్చారనుకోండి పిల్లోడికి, ఏం చేస్తాడు? వీళ్ళు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ ఆల్ క్యూరియస్. సో ఈ బటన్ ప్రెస్ చేస్తే ఏం పని చేస్తుంది? సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? మైండ్ ఈస్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ టు లెర్న్ న్యూ థింగ్స్, and that curiousness is more during the formative years of the brain. So that's the reason why observation and instruction both are there. So చిన్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ డే స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అసలు స్కూల్లో ఉన్నారా? నో. అసలు స్కూల్ అని తెలుసా మనకేది? తెలీదు. తెలిస్తే ఎందుకు వెళ్తాం? సో కిడ్ ఈస్ క్రయింగ్ ఫస్ట్ డే ఆఫ్ ద స్కూల్, మేబీ 2 years 3 years. సో హీఈస్ అబ్జర్వింగ్, ఓ మనలాంటి వాళ్ళే ఉన్నారు అక్కడ కూడా. దెన్ హీఈస్ అబ్జర్వింగ్, ఓ ప్లేయింగ్ టాయ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. సో దెన్ హీ థాట్, ఓకే మేబీ ఏ ప్లేస్ టు ప్లే. అలా ఆయన స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళారు తప్ప అందులో ప్రిలిమ్స్, మెయిన్స్, ఎగ్జామ్, ఇంటర్వ్యూ అని చెప్తే నోబడీ విల్ గో టు స్కూల్, నోబడీ విల్ గో టు కాలేజ్. సో కిడ్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్, ఓ సమ్వన్ ఈస్ దేర్ సిమిలర్ టు మీ, దే ఆర్ ప్లేయింగ్ దేర్. సో మార్క్స్ స్టడీ ఆఫ్ ద సొసైటీ ఇస్ దిస్: అబ్జర్వ్ వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ అరౌండ్ యూ. Also understand why a person is performing the action. So why did you come to class? What is the reason? Need. Sir, in the hostel AC is not there, sir. So that's why we are coming here, sir. At least 2 hours AC will be there. So one more reason. Why are you coming to class? At least learn something, sir. Correct? Action. So, online students, why do we watch YouTube? Entertainment. Correct only. What else? Information, knowledge. So, Karl Marx is studying the society from the actions performed by the people and observation what is happening in the society. Apart from that, he'll introduces one more word, interpretation. I'm just explaining all the basic terms used by Max Weber, not Karl Marx. What is the meaning of interpretation, sir? So what do you observe from this diagram? What is your interpretation about this diagram? According to you, what is your interpretation? There is some circle, sir. Inside the circle, some triangle is there. That is one observation. What else? What else is the interpretation? One samosa is there, sir. So, correct. That is also interpretation. One samosa is there. Okay, where it is there? Inside Hussain Sagar. Okay, this might be. What else is the interpretation? Come on, online students, reply. What is your interpretation about this? No interpretation, sir. Some continent is broken from somewhere it came. See, we observe same thing, but we interpret in different way. I repeat, observation is same, but interpretation is different. How, sir? When you see a knife used by wife, inside the circle one triangle, sir. Oh. So what is the observation? That she is not a thief, she is not a criminal, she is not trying to kill, she is just trying to use for household activities. Someone is holding a knife in the street and running. What is interpretation? He is running after someone, correct? And a small kid is taking the knife and playing with the knife without knowing that it is knife. So interpretation will differ from person to person. So this is where Max Weber says, how do we understand society? How do we understand social issues? He says, observe the actions performed by the individuals, observe the interpretation of their actions. Through this, we can understand the society. Now, I'll give a practical examples what Karl Marx is trying to say. When we are going on our two-wheeler, four-wheeler, when you see the traffic light, we are stopping our vehicle. Why are we stopping our vehicle? What is the interpretation? That when red light is there, you have to stop. Correct? When there is a green light, you can go. So we are interpreting that light symbol as ready to go. Go and stop it. We are interpreting. But in that circumstances, everybody is interpreting the same way. You are interpreting the same way. I am interpreting the same way. But when this circle and triangle, different people interpreting in different way. So this is where the Max Weber comes into picture. He says, some actions, public interpretation is same, but in different actions, interpretation is different. So that's why he says, interpretive understanding of social actions is called as sociology. Look at the word. I'll explain all the concepts. First, I'm giving overview of the Max Weber. Interpretive understanding of social actions is called as sociology. Just now I said interpretation of social action. What is social action also? I'm going to explain. So he's trying to say, observe the society from the people who are performing several actions and that action interpretation by the thinker. That is how society is observed. That is how society is studied. First concept, he gave concept of social action, he gave concept of ideal type, he gave the concept of bureaucracy, he classifies authority, charismatic authority, traditional authority, legal authority, he defines power and authority. He also comes up, he challenges and he says Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. So broadly, if you look at one by one, I'm going to explain. Max Weber is bridging the gap in developing society or sociology as separate subject, and he gave all this: social action, ideal type, authority, Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. If you look at the syllabus also, all these terms are mentioned under Max Weber. So one by one we are going to study, but in that, first I'll give a rough idea about what is sociology according to Weber, interpretative understanding of social action. So why are you performing action, sir? To satisfy our needs. We are eating. It is an action. Are you conscious while you are eating? Obviously you are conscious. చట్నీ ఎక్కడుంది, కూర ఎక్కడుంది తెలీదా? తెలుసా? ఎంత తినాలి, ఎంత ఆపాలి తెలుసా? అప్పుడప్పుడు తెలీదు, ఫంక్షన్స్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు, పార్టీకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు. సో బికాజ్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్పుట్ కాన్సెప్ట్. Scenario is differently views on individual mind. Correct. Exactly. So evening when you observe the sun will not be there evening. Maybe sun will be there about to set, sunset. Different people are interpreting in different way. So whatever gap was there in sociology research methods, all that, Weber tried to fill it and Weber tried to pull it up with these concepts called as interpretation, social action and observation. He used this to study power, he used this to study authority, he used this to evaluate how ideally society is supposed to be, how society is. Society ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఎలా ఉంది. సో మనం గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్తే ఐడియల్లీ వాట్ దే సపోజ్ టు డూ, దట్ ఈస్ ఐడియల్ టైప్. బట్ వాట్ దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్, ఇట్ గో టు ఎనీ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫీస్ ఎనీ టైం. సో ఏంటి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్? వస్తా, తిరిగి వస్తా, మళ్ళీ ఏమై వస్తా, ఐఏఎస్ ఐపీఎస్ అయి వస్తా. వై? దే డిడ్ నాట్ రెస్పాండ్ ప్రాపర్లీ టు అస్. కరెక్ట్? సో హీఈస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే use these methods to understand the society, and in this first he tried to explain social action. So what is social action? Subtopic I'm going to explain. He defines also, he'll explain different types of the actions also. First and foremost, man is social animal. What do you mean of social animal? So can man live in isolation? Can man live in isolation? What do you mean of isolation? Away from the society, no dependence at all. So a monk is there in Himalayan mountains. Is he performing any actions? Is he performing any actions? I mean, is he doing anything for himself? He'll be sitting, he'll be sleeping, he'll be doing meditation, he'll be eating, he'll be roaming. Yes? So do you think that all the actions performed by a person, are they done with consciousness or without consciousness? So what do we mean by consciousness? Take your own example. From morning to night before you go to sleep, you are doing so many actions. Will you do all the actions with consciousness? Yes? Sleeping? After sleeping, unconscious, sir. After sleeping, unconscious? So you are snoring in the sleep. Your friend is awakening you and telling, make less sound. So are you aware while doing this snoring during the sleep? No, that was not a conscious action. First clarification, what is social action, sir? It is a conscious action. What is the meaning of conscious action? You know the purpose why you are doing. That's the meaning of the word conscious. Now, why are you preparing for UPSC? Is it a conscious action? How can you say that it is a conscious action? A meaning is attached to it by the actor. Look at the word. Conscious means meaning is attached. Meaning is attached to actor, or meaning is attached to action or work by the actor. Which means he knows or he is understanding the purpose why he is doing it. I repeat once again, Max Weber says, an action becomes social if a meaning is attributed to it. What is the meaning of meaning is attributed to it, dear? It means he knows the purpose for which he is doing. Now, example, you are wearing helmet. Why are you wearing helmet? Correct. So to protect ourselves also, to protect others also. To protect ourselves also, to protect others also. So we are performing action with motivation. Which means there is some motivation for performing this action. Very good. And when you are performing this action, when you have this motivation to perform, orientation towards others is there. Look at the word. Orientation towards others. Now, what's the meaning of this orientation towards others, sir? Take example of driving. So when you are driving, are you adjusting your driving according to others also, or you are simply following according to your own? Yes, if there is a traffic, bumper to bumper traffic, obviously you are slowing down your bike. So you are adjusting your action towards others. Road is empty. So what will you do? Increase the speed. So what Weber is saying, an individual is performing an action. This action can be called as social action if there is consciousness to it. He knows why he is doing it. If there is meaning attached to it, meaning purpose is also there, and some motivation is there, this is resulting in orientation towards others. Maybe physically, maybe mentally. That is the reason why we are using the word social action. See, you are getting cough in the class and you are keeping handkerchief. Why are you keeping that handkerchief? You are conscious that you are coughing. You don't want others to get troubled. You don't want others to feel inconvenience. So you are doing it. You are keeping a hand key. So what does it mean? You are doing this with a consciousness, and that action is getting resulted towards orientation towards others. Now I asked a question. Coming to the class, is it a social action, sir? How can you say that coming to class is a social action? Yes, there is a purpose. At least try to learn something, correct? So you are preparing for UPSC. Is it a social action? You are simply watching a movie in Netflix. Is it a social action? Yes, it is social action, dear. What is the purpose of watching movie? Leisure, entertainment, learning some things, correct? Sleeping. Is it a social action? How can we say that it is a social action? Wow, online students also are saying, yes, sir. Everybody likes sleeping. So, correct, what you said is correct. Consciously we are sleeping because our brain will get relaxed during that time. At least 8 hours of sleep. Correct only? Not during daytime, not during class time. That's why right to sleep is a fundamental right. Right to sleep is a fundamental right. Correct? So, when we do certain activities, we are knowing why we are doing it, and there is a meaning attached to it, and that is being resulted in orientation towards others. Now, what is meaning of orientation towards others? We are adjusting ourselves, our actions by keeping in mind the circumstances and the environment. That environment is called as society. One more easy example to understand social action. When you go to a temple along with your mother, how do you behave in the temple? Very decent. Oh my god. Sampradayani, Supni, Suddhapushni type. Correct? So, I mean, why we are not dancing? Why we are not making big noises? Because of the place. Correct only? Someone went to a temple and he is playing a dance, Kasak song. So, what is the reaction? People will say, you came to wrong place, you have to go to Madhapur, High-Tech City, Gachibowli, pub, bar, club. So what does it mean? Who told that you should behave like that? Family, friends, society, values, ethics over a period of time. చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి మనం గుడికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మన మైండ్లో ఏమైనా ఉంది, ఎలా పర్ఫామ్ చేయాలి అక్కడికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు, బెస్ట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ పాసిబుల్. ఐ మీన్ సైలెంట్, డీసెంట్. సో లిజన్ యాజ్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ లిజనింగ్ టు ద గాడ్. ఐ మీన్ అందరూ చేస్తున్నారు, మనం చేస్తున్నాం అంతే. సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? అదే కిడ్ పేరెంట్స్తో కలిపి పార్టీకి వెళ్ళారు. ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళారు? బర్త్డే పార్టీకి వెళ్ళారు. సో అక్కడ ఏం యాక్షన్ పర్ఫామ్ చేయాలి? ఓవర్ యాక్షన్ కాదు, ఐ మీన్ డాన్సింగ్, జంపింగ్, మింగ్లింగ్ విత్ ద కిడ్స్. కరెక్టేనా? సో హూ ఈస్ టీచింగ్ దిస్? అగైన్ సొసైటీ. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్డ్ సోషల్ యాక్షన్ అకార్డింగ్ టు వెబర్. So similarly, when you attend a personality test, interview, look at your behavior, look at your dressing, look at your attitude, look at the way you give the answer in a formal meeting. But look at the way answer you give to your friend. So who told all this? Society. And the reason why individual is performing certain things in the society because of social action. How he is learning social action? Through the process of the socialization. సో స్కూల్కి లేట్గా వెళ్ళేవాళ్ళం చిన్నప్పుడు. సో టీచర్స్ ఏం చేశారు? వాళ్ళు లేట్ వస్తే మనం ఏం చేయలేము. బట్ జనరలీ వాట్ డి ద టీచర్స్ ఇన్ ద స్కూల్ వెన్ యూ గో టు లేట్? దే సెడ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఎ గుడ్ సోషల్ యాక్షన్. లుక్, ఇన్ యువర్ స్కూల్, ఇన్ యువర్ క్లాస్ ఎవ్రీబడి కేమ్, యు ఆర్ కమింగ్ లేట్, యూ షుడ్ నాట్ కమ్ లైక్ దిస్. సో మన మైండ్లో ఏమని ఫీడ్ అయింది? We should not come late. We should come in time. So that is the process of the social action. One by one we got into so many things. So చిన్నప్పుడు ఫ్రెండ్తో ఆడుకునేటప్పుడు, did you ask friend caste? Did you ask friend color? No, we did not ask all this. Why we did not ask all this? What is the reason? We don't know anything. Our mind was very, very open. So social action is performed by the actor with a purpose. And what is the purpose, sir? He is doing it because he is interdependent. Now, independent, interdependent, and look at the word independent. What do you mean of independent? A person does not want to depend upon others, so he wants to do by himself. That is called as independent. Correct? So are you financially independent right now? No. Because pocket money is coming from parents. We are interdependent. Correct? Now, do you think that man is interdependent in the society? I mean, both man and woman. Do you think that people in the society are interdependent? How, sir? How we are interdependent? To run this class, we are dependent on whom? Screen also required, power also is required. Correct? Again, in the hostel, whom you are interdependent? Roommate. So, correct. Roommate, friends, the cooking, all that. Are you dependent upon farmer? Are you dependent upon farmer? Yes, dear. మనం తినాలంటే ఎవరు పంటలు పండించాలి? So Karl Marx says individual is total man in communism, but Weber says man is interdependent. However, he wants to become independent. Look at the word. Man is interdependent. However, he wants to become independent. So he is performing certain actions. In that actions, if he is knowing why he is doing, And in the process, he's relating to the others, that is called as orientation towards others, that is called as social action. And Weber goes to define also, Weber classifies also. Now, all actions performed by human beings are social actions. Is this statement correct? All actions performed by human beings are social actions. Why? Why do you say no? What is the reason? I am asking you only. Do you think all actions performed by you are social actions according to Weber? If you do certain things without consciousness, without knowing the meaning, without knowing the motive, then that is called as not a social action according to Weber. So any example that you have performed which is not a social action according to you? Sleep, okay. What else? Mad people, correct. Lunatic mind. What does it mean? He does not know what he is doing. He is not conscious of what he is doing. Need to understand what I am saying? See, when you said that you want to prepare for UPSC, yes, daydreaming, correct. Meghna said correct. Daydreaming. Dreaming about whom? Dreaming about what? Dreaming about Mussoorie, sir. Very good. So why should we go to Mussoorie, sir? Because it's a tourist destination, sir. Correct? What is it is correct? Daydreaming. It means simply you're expecting something to happen. So look, observe kid mind, child mind is not empty. Look at the wording. Child mind is not empty. What does it mean? The thoughts are going on. So many thoughts are going on in the mind. So observe a kid. He is not with any one particular work. So sometimes he'll be watching, sometimes he'll be running, sometimes he'll be playing, sometimes he'll be jumping. Continuously he's doing. But some actions he'll perform very consciously. Playing. He's performing with consciously. Suppose a small car is given to that kid. He knows how to drive it. Is he conscious? He is conscious. He knows how to switch on, how to switch off, what is left, what is right. While watching a TV, he is eating. Mother is conscious. But the baby, in the name of seeing that movie, something is going inside. So that is what is the meaning of the social action according to Weber. So if actor, whoever is performing the action, he is conscious, motive is there, and because of this, physical or mental orientation is there for towards others, that is called as social action. And he does not stop there. Weber says, social actions are interpreted differently. Now, I said something. Why do we interpret, sir? What is the reason for interpretation, sir? That is because of perception of the mind. Now, red color. According to you, what is the indication of red color? What do you feel? What do you interpret from red color? Danger. So someone is wearing a red colored dress. So what does it mean? The person is danger. A very bright color. Oh, we can see. Of course, person is not red, only dress is red. See, same. Blood. Correct? So red color is symbolic, but interpretation about the red color vary from person to person, context to context also. So in fact, there is something called color personality. Yes, each person is thinking different from others, sir. Correct. That is what exactly we want to get. So you want to buy a two-wheeler. Parents are just simply asking, which color do you like? Which color do you prefer? Now and here, parents are telling, okay, you have studied very well. We'll give money. You can go and buy. So which color do you want to prefer? White, black, white and black, gold, purple, pink, red, green, icy blue. So many colors are there. In fact, the color that you select also will indicate your perception. The color that you like also indicate your mental attitude toward the society also. So what does it mean? Weber is trying to understand the society from the actions performed with consciousness and interpretations. Normal circumstances, the moment parents see your face, they interpret. How will they interpret? ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఏం లేవు, చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నారు, మొహం చూడగానే పేరెంట్స్ అర్థమవుతుంది, ఓ సూపర్, వెరీ నైస్. ఎగ్జామ్ ముందు రోజు మొహం చాలా డల్గా ఉంది. సో మదర్ ఈజ్ ఆస్కింగ్, ఎందుకలా డల్గా ఉన్నావు? ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. సో హౌ మదర్ ఈజ్ ఏబుల్ టు ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ దట్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ సో గుడ్? By looking at the face. Correct? So what does it mean, sir? But collectively, majority of the people are interpreting in one way, but the interpretation is there in the mind. So you try to understand a situation from interpretation from different perspectives. So when I said red color, somebody is interpreting danger, someone is setting very bright passion, someone is interpreting that as a symbol of some revolution. So which means different people are interpreting the same thing in different way. So try to study the society from this interpretation and try to get a positive aspect or a negative aspect. That's why, how did Weber define sociology? Interpretative understanding of social actions, physical actions and mental actions. When they are performed, how do we interpret? Now a person is going and standing in the middle of the road. So full traffic is there, but still the person is standing in the middle of the road and doing meditation on the road. What is the interpretation? Definitely he is not doing it consciously. If he is a person who is conscious, he knows too much of traffic and his life is in danger. That person is a mad person. He is unconscious. He does not know what to do, or he is extremely drunk. So in that state of the mind, he was sleeping on the road. See, normally if the person is conscious, why will he sleep on a road which is full of the traffic? Correct? Also. So he goes and gives definition and types of the social actions also. So first clarification, what is social action? Second classification, so Weber defines what are the various types of social actions also, because he says how different individuals will learn the actions. So one of the actions is traditional social actions. Types of social actions. So in types of social actions, Weber defines one of them is traditional. Actually, there is German word also, but it's okay if you write the normal English word also, fine. You will not use the exact German word, but in German word, in Weber's writing, he uses this spelling, TAWZ. So this is German word. In his books and writings, he has written traditional social action. Now, what is a tradition? What is tradition? Yes. Certain beliefs, customs, procedures which are followed over a period of time is called as tradition. Correct? So after the marriage, mostly the married women will wear toe rings. That's a tradition. Of course, now modern day they are not wearing, that is a different thing. But it's a tradition. Correct? Again, when a person is learning how to perform that action because of customs, beliefs of the society, then that is called as traditional social action. So what does it mean? The person is performing social action because of the customs, beliefs in the society. So he is also performing that action, then that is called as traditional social action. Now one more easy example to understand. Sankranti festival. So what is the tradition during Sankranti festival that is followed? Jallikattu. It's a tradition. జల్లికట్టు ఇస్ ఎ ట్రెడిషన్. బుల్ ఫైట్, కోళ్ళ పందాలు ట్రెడిషన్. ఫ్లయింగ్ కైట్స్, ఇట్స్ ఎ ట్రెడిషన్. వేరింగ్ న్యూ క్లోత్స్ డ్యూరింగ్ ఫెస్టివల్స్, ఇట్స్ ఎ ట్రెడిషన్. కరెక్టేనా? సో అంటే ఏంటి, ఎవరు చెప్పారు ఇలా చేయాలని మనకు ఆ రోజు? చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి మనం ఎప్పుడు ఇంటికి వెళ్ళినా సరే ఫెస్టివల్ స్టైల్లో ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, కొత్త బట్టలు, కొత్త ఫుడ్, ఆల్ దిస్. సో వీ లర్న్డ్, ఓకే ఫెస్టివల్ అంటే ఏం చేయాలి, తినడం, పడుకోవడం, నిద్రపోవడం. నో, విచ్ మీన్స్ we learn this. From where we learn this? From our parents and our peers in the group. That's why that is called as traditional social action. One more easy example to understand traditional social action. When you go to temple along with parents, what do you do in the temple? Mother is doing pradakshina. మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, వీడియో చూస్తున్నాం, హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ చూస్తున్నారా ఎలా ప్రదక్షిణం చేయాలి? నో, వీఆర్ ఆల్సో ఫాలోయింగ్ ద మదర్. అడిగా ఎందుకు తిరుగుతున్నావు నువ్వు అని? అడగలేదే. ఎందుకు అడగట్లేదు? అడిగితే కొడతారు కాబట్టి. కరెక్టే. సో చిన్నప్పుడైతే కొడతారు. సో కొంచెం పెద్ద అయ్యాక, లేదమ్మా నీ మంచి కోసమే తిరుగుతున్నాను, ఏమంటే నీ భవిష్యత్తు ఏమవుతుందో. సో విచ్ మీన్స్ దే మే గివ్ ద వ్యాలిడ్ రీజన్, they may not give the valid reason, but still we are following. See, they are believing, so we are believing. Mother is believing. ఆ గుడిలో అప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్ ముందు ప్రదక్షిణలు చేస్తే మనం ఎగ్జామ్లో పాస్ అవుతాం. దట్ ఈస్ మదర్స్ బిలీఫ్. సో ప్రతి ఎగ్జామ్ కన్నా ముందు మదర్ మనల్ని తీసుకెళ్ళేది, మనం కూడా వెళ్ళాం, తిరిగాం. ఎన్నిసార్లు తిరిగినా ఎగ్జామ్ మాత్రం పాస్ అవ్వట్లేదు. బికాజ్ వీ మేక్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ ట్రెడిషన్. సార్ వెరీ గుడ్. సో ఎవరైనా బంధువులు ఇంటికి వచ్చారు, ఏం చేయాలి? వాట్ ఇస్ ద ట్రెడిషన్? డోంట్ ఓపెన్ ద డోర్, డోంట్ అలో దెమ్ ఇన్సైడ్. బట్ మన పేరెంట్స్ ఏం నేర్పించారు మనకి? రెస్పెక్ట్. ఆచార్య దేవో భవ, మాతృదేవో భవ, పితృదేవో భవ, అతిథిదేవో భవ, వాట్ ఎవర్. సో టాక్ పొలైట్లీ, ఇన్వైట్ దెమ్ ఇన్సైడ్, ఆఫర్ సమ్ టీ, కాఫీ ఆర్ డ్రింక్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్. కరెక్టేనా? కానీ దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ అన్నెసరీ క్వశ్చన్స్. దెన్ వాట్ టు డూ? పుట్ సాల్ట్ ఇన్ ద కాఫీ, నాట్ షుగర్. దెన్ దే విల్ నాట్ ఆస్క్. సో ట్రెడిషన్ ఇది మనకి ఎవరు నేర్పించలేదు, కానీ మన చుట్టూ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తున్నారో అబ్జర్వ్ చేయడం వల్ల, వాళ్ళ బిలీఫ్ వల్ల మనం కూడా చేస్తున్నాం. సో దెర్ ఇస్ వన్ పాపులర్ గాడ్ కాల్డ్ వీసా గాడ్. చిలుకూరు బాలాజీ టెంపుల్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వీసా గాడ్. ఎందుకంటారు సార్ వీసా గాడ్? ఉండలేదా ఎప్పుడు? యూపీఎస్సీ ఆస్పిరెంట్స్ కూడా చాలా పవర్ఫుల్ గాడ్. అసలు బిలీఫ్ ఏంటంటే, నమ్మొచ్చు నమ్మకపోవచ్చు, దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ చాయిస్. బిలీఫ్ ఏంటంటే, అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి 108 ప్రదక్షిణలు చేస్తే దేవుడి చుట్టూ మీరు నమ్మిన కోరిక తీరుతుందంట. సో ఆల్ ఇండియా ఫస్ట్ ర్యాంక్ అంటే ఆల్ ఇండియా ఫస్ట్ ర్యాంక్. అఫ్ కోర్స్ అలాంగ్ విత్ యువర్ ఎఫర్ట్, ఇట్స్ ఎ బిలీఫ్ సిస్టమ్. సో చాలా మందికి అమెరికా వెళ్ళే వాళ్ళకి వీసాలు రాకపోతే అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి అక్కడ ప్రదక్షిణలు చేస్తే ఆ తర్వాత ఆల్ ద హర్డిల్స్ గట్ క్లియర్డ్. సో దే గాట్ ద వీసాస్. దట్స్ వై ద పాపులర్లీ ద గాడ్ నేమ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వీసా గాడ్. So I mean, I'm not saying that you should not do your effort. Along with your effort, there is a belief. What is the belief? If you come here, if you perform certain rituals, you are going to get this benefit. Maybe true. It happened true in several cases also. So maybe before the exam, what you have to do? According to your belief system. See, not only this guy, any belief. Some will go to church, some will go to mosque, some will do vratam, some will do chanting. So anything is, that's a belief system. So this is called as traditional social action. Do you know Gayatri mantra? Oh sir, we know Gayatri ice cream. Have you heard about something called Gayatri mantra? No? Om Bhur Bhuv Swaha. So what is the belief? If we chant this mantra every day, place Chilkur Balaji temple. Yes. So maybe you can visit once. Correct. It's a belief. If you chant this mantra daily, no evil can harm you. And your brain will become much sharper. And you will get the celestial power. That's why, see, it's a belief. So those who are chanting it, they experienced some positive vibe. And they're protected from so many negative evils. That's the reason why some of the people who are doing journey, They started chanting this mantra and major accidents got avoided for them. So whether it is true or not, that is their experience. But there is a belief. So someone came and told that while they were about to face major accident, they started chanting this mantra, because of which the major accident got avoided. It's a belief system. So, but that is traditional social action. So this is called as first social action, which is called as traditional social action. సో మీ ఇంట్లో కూడా చాలా ట్రెడిషన్స్ ఫాలో అవుతున్నారు. ఏం ట్రెడిషన్స్ ఫాలో అవుతున్నారు? ఎనీ వన్ ట్రెడిషన్ దట్ వీఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ ఇన్ హోమ్? ఎనీ ఐడియా? ట్రెడిషనల్ యాక్షన్ దట్ వీఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ ఇన్ యువర్ హోమ్. డోంట్ ఈట్ ఫుడ్ ఆన్ బెడ్. కరెక్ట్. ఇంకా ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ కరెక్ట్. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు వాష్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. అండ్ ఇంకా ఎవరైనా బంధువులు చనిపోతే లేదా ఎవరైనా బంధువులు చనిపోయిన వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి చూసి వస్తే యూ షుడ్ టేక్ బాత్ ఫస్ట్. కరెక్టేనా? అంతేనా? సో దాంతోపాటు గుడికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? చెప్పులు వేసుకోవాలి. సో స్నానం చేసి ఫ్రెష్గా రెడీ అయ్యి వెళ్ళాలి. కరెక్టేనా? సో ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ట్రెడిషన్స్. కరెక్టే. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ as ట్రెడిషనల్ సోషల్ యాక్షన్. ఎప్పుడైనా క్వశ్చన్ చేసావా? చేయలేదు. ఎందుకు క్వశ్చన్ చేయలేదు? మన పేరెంట్స్ క్వశ్చన్ చేయలేదు. వాళ్ళు ఎందుకు క్వశ్చన్ చేయలేదు? గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ క్వశ్చన్ చేయలేదు. కరెక్టేనా? సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? Certain beliefs are passed on from one to other by observation, by interpretation, because of which we are performing that action. That's why that is called as traditional social action. తినేటప్పుడు ప్రేయర్ చేయాలా? ఓ మంచి దేవుడా, తినడానికి తిండినిచ్చావు, నంచుకోవడానికి పాపడినిచ్చావు. సో చాలా ఫ్యామిలీస్లో ఫాలో అవుతారు. బట్ అన్ని ఫ్యామిలీస్లో ఫాలో అవుతారా అంటే దట్ డిపెండ్ అపాన్ దేర్ ట్రెడిషన్. బట్ గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ ఉంటే మాత్రం కంపల్సరీ ఫాలో అవుతారు. సో వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తున్నారు? వాట్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ ఈటింగ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో గాడ్. ఇట్స్ ఎ ట్రెడిషన్. వీ హ్యావ్ టు రెస్పెక్ట్ అండ్ హానర్ ద ఫుడ్ దట్ వీఆర్ టేకింగ్. చిన్నప్పుడు కూడా స్కూల్లో, కాలేజెస్లో, యూనివర్సిటీస్లో మోస్ట్లీ they'll make us to do that prayer. So that's a tradition. So that is called as traditional social action. Then Weber goes to define next type of social action, which is called as affective social action. Now what is this affective social action? Not effective, affective. Be careful with the spelling. Now what is the meaning of this affective, sir? So look at the word. What is that is trying to do? It means the action performed by the actor from emotions in a particular situations. The actions performed by the actor due to emotions from a particular situation. That is called as affective social action. Now what is meaning of this? I'll give an example, you'll understand. See, affective social action, the word meaning comes from emotions in a particular situation. So who is performing this? Individual is performing. When individual is performing, he is conscious, but consciousness is not full. Consciousness is little bit low. Look at the word. When this action is performed, consciousness is low. Consciousness is there, but it is low consciousness because of that emotion. That's the reason why that is called as affective. Now, I'll give an example, practical example, you'll understand. So, when your brain will think openly, okay, let me ask a question this way. Do you like your brother or sister? No, sir. They are not here, sir, so no, sir. Correct? In a family, if two are there, younger one is there, elder one is there. So suppose you are younger one. Do you like your elder brother or elder sister? Yes, sir. They are only sponsoring us, sir. Oh, there is a fight between the two. So younger one and elder one both are fighting. What is the reaction of the parents? What is the reaction of the parents? They will scold. Emotion because of situation, anger. Correct? So when in anger, what happens? Most of the oxygen is used in the brain toward that emotion, and the consciousness is comparatively decreases. So when you're doing something out of anger, frustration, fear, hatred, you are not fully conscious, and you are conscious, but the consciousness is comparatively low. What does it mean? You attended a class, you have written one exam. After that, results came, you did not perform well, and immediately you said, I am packing all my luggage. I don't want to prepare for this exam. So your friend is saying, don't take hasty decisions. Right now, you're influenced by your emotions because of this exam result. Wait for some time, have peace of mind. Once your emotions are normal, think logically, scientifically, and then decide. See, out of anger, out of frustration, out of hatred, thought process is becoming much faster. So consciousness associated with the thought process is comparatively low. See, normally I'm speaking with you, but when you and your roommate are fighting, thought process faster in both of them. Immediately words are coming out. Consciousness is comparatively low. That's why whenever you get anger, what you have to do? Venki Asana. Remember F1, F2 movie? Watched F1, F2 movie? Venki Asana. So in prelims and mains also, what you have to do? Suppose a question is there, we don't know the answer. Venki Asana and the next question. Why, sir? Emotional stimuli attached is more. So we are not thinking consciously very well because we're influenced by the emotion. That's the reason why Weber is saying when an individual is performing affective action, the individual is less conscious. Sir, what is meaning of this? నార్మల్గా బేబీ ఆడుకుంటుంది. సో ఎ స్మాల్ బేబీ ఈజ్ ప్లేయింగ్ ద గేమ్. సో ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ వాచింగ్. But the baby got hurt during the game. Immediately what a mother does? She'll go and rush and take the baby because baby is afraid. So we are telling them, it's okay baby, cool down. So what does it mean? This is second type of action. Fear, hatred, love, anger because of emotions from situations. At that time you are performing that an action that is called as affective social action. Now one more easy example to understand. When a class is going on, some student is creating disturbance in the class. So teacher is angry and scolding them. So when teacher is angry and scolding them, in the mind and the thought process, thoughts are making much faster. Obviously low consciousness related to that. What does it mean? He's saying emotional reaction, emotional stimuli is the reason because of which the consciousness is comparatively low. That's why he's saying affective. In ethics also, emotional intelligence and emotional quotient and emotional stability. A small deviation, especially our generation, we have more IQ but very less EQ. What is IQ, sir? Intelligence quotient. What is EQ, sir? Emotional quotient. What is the difference, sir? See, compared to us, our parents and grandparents have gone through so many struggles. If a small problem comes, they are not at all worried because they have seen much bigger problem than that. But what happened to our generation? Everything is provided by the parents. Almost whatever we ask, parents are providing. Small setback happens, emotionally we are not stable because we want the life always to happen in the way that we want. If something opposite happens, we are not able to take up that emotion. We are not able to deal with that emotion. We are not able to control that emotion. We are not able to react and respond in a matured way to that emotion. Relatives are coming and arguing with you. Relatives are coming and arguing with mother. Look at the way reaction happens. Very matured answer is given by our parents to them. What is our action? What is our reaction? Overaction. I mean, why we are doing overreaction? Because we are not emotionally stable at that point of time. So your friend told you are stupid. So what is your answer? Definitely I am stupid, but not greater than you. So what is friend reaction? So casual talk. So a stranger is coming and telling you that you are idiot. What is your reaction? Mind your own business. Understood? So because of that sudden emotional stimuli in that situation, the circumstances, we are performing an action during the thought process is much stronger. That's why consciousness is comparatively low. See, Weber is psychologist also. Why psychologist? He is studying not only the action, but also emotions and the thought process behind the action. See, observe. When a kid gets angry, what he does to show that anger? He will throw all the toys. Correct? But when you get angry, are you doing the same thing right now? Why you are not doing that? You have overcome that emotion. But when a small kid is there, he is angry, mother is not giving him a chocolate. Kid is so angry. What kid does? He'll try to beat also mother. Sometimes. He'll react in a violent way. That is the emotion. Correct? Normal times. When kid is getting a chocolate, how he behaves? He overreacts for the joy. So as our growing up increases, certain emotions we know how to deal, but everybody is reacting to emotional stimuli. Now event is same, response and the reaction vary from person to person. Observe when negative event happened in their life, or when something wrong happens in a family, someone immediately starts crying. Suppose it should not happen at all. Somebody's family, some family member met with an accident. Look at the way people in the family reacts. Immediately someone starts crying. Mostly mother starts crying immediately. Father is saying, don't worry, nothing to worry. Okay, we'll take care of it. See, both are performing the action for the same situation, but the emotions are varying from person to person. This is where Weber comes and says, so everybody's reaction in the same situation is not same. Emotional stability is more for some person. Emotional stability is less for some person. So why, sir? For UPSC aspirants also very much required, because how you supposed to use success, how you supposed to use failure, and equanimity of the mind, emotional stability in both the circumstances is what really matters. How to handle success? Very easy. But how to handle emotionally the failure and the setback in the process of the preparation requires emotional strength. It's okay. I will not stop till I will get selected, even if setbacks comes. See, you did not clear prelims. Only for example, friend did not clear the prelims. Situation is same, but the emotional reaction is different. See, immediately, generally our mind will find out negatives in the others rather than finding out the fault with the others. So rather than finding out fault with our own. So this emotional observation is what is called as interpretation according to Weber. So third type of action apart from this is valuational. Now what is this third type of social action, which is called as valuational? So in German they use the word which is called as Wertrational, W-E-R-T. Wertrational, W-E-R-T. Wertrational is the word used in German. Okay. So what is this Wertrational, sir? Value oriented. To understand this, first we need to understand what is value. It is called as valuational. First, what is the meaning of value? Certain values we learn, certain values we are caught, certain values are developed. So you are going in a metro train is fully busy. An old man or old lady is not having seat, you are sitting on the chair. What will you do? Really, will you give?
Yes, sir.
Really, will you give? Okay, you are a very good person. So you are standing up and telling, it's okay, just please have it. That is your value. But not everybody is getting up and giving. That is their value. You do understand what I am saying? Again, after the class is over, you found a pink color bag, handbag on the road. And that bag contains 1 kg gold. What will you do? No, sir. I did not find any bag, sir. Come on, dear. I'm just asking a hypothetical question.
Take the bag and go.
Take the gold and keep the bag there and go. Okay, one answer. One more answer. Go to police station. Oh my God. And hand over the bag. One more value answer. Come on, dear. Online students. Very nice saying go to police station, sir. Very nice. What else? Others?
You have to be responsible up to the product will be reached to the person.
Oh, ensure that it is going to the actual owner. That is one more value system. Okay. What else? Oh, convert it into cash and donate to the poor. Oh, interesting answer. Book flight ticket to Goa or Thailand and go do meditation there on the beach. So value system will vary from person to person. Our parents have taught certain values to us. Our teachers have taught certain values to us. From friends, from our circle, from our education system, from our family, from our kinship, we have learned certain values. Values are not taught. Values are caught by the individual. Look at the word. Values are not taught. Values are caught. C-A-U-G-H-T. Caught by the individual. What does it mean? Teacher is telling all the students same. What is the teacher is saying? Always speak the truth. Don't steal. Be good. Do good. That's what teachers are saying. But not everybody is catching that values and following that values. So what is the base of this action? The value system of the actor. How did this actor or the individual learn values? Through education process, through family, through rules and regulations, through norms in the society. So many things are there. Look at the process. So which means the action is performed by an individual, very good, based on what? Values. So what is the meaning of this values, sir? Again, value is a kind of behavior learned from socialization process. Value is a kind of behavior or a belief system learned from socialization process. It could be from parents, it could be from school, it could be from teachers, it could be from friends. One more example to understand what is this a value system. You are traveling on a train journey. Some poor person is coming and begging. So you are giving the banana or the fruits that you have to others. But not everybody is giving. Why only some are giving? That is their value system. What does it mean, sir? Parents have taught them from the childhood that if you are in a good position to help a person who is in bad position, try to help as much as possible. Correct? So that helping nature, we have seen the mother doing it. When a beggar is coming to our house or when a hungry person is coming to our house, mother is handing over the food to that beggar. So what value we have learned from that? Help the others, especially the needy people. But does it mean that will you show your answer in the exam to your friend? Sir, you only said just now, you have to share what you have with the others. That is the value system. But will you show the answer to your friend in the exam? If you show the answer, both will not be qualified. So, of course, meaning same value, look at the word, same value, share with the others has different interpretation, has different meaning in different context. You can share in certain circumstances. You supposed to not to share in certain circumstances. But the value system share with the others is different from context to context. So you are feeling so sad. Your friend is asking, why are you so sad? Because of you only. And friend is asking, why you? You got selected for civil services, but what about me? So, I should not ask this question. Let's say our friend got selected for the exam, but unfortunately we did not get the select exam. How should we react? How do you react? First reaction, hearty congratulations inside. నువ్వు కూడా సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యావా? No, we should feel happy for our friend. At least our friend got selected, and we should try to ask, so what did you do? What answer writing you have done? What are your strategies? You have to learn something from this. But look at the way people react to that person. For success also, failure also. Now, best example for values is, if you get selected for civil services, many of your relatives will go to hospital. Why they'll go to hospital? They got heart attack, they got shock. Their value system is not able to accept your success. But there are some good friends, well-wishers, who are really celebrating the joy, and when you don't clear also, they are there with you. That is their value system. Not everybody whose phone number is there in your contact is a true friend. Yes? So someone is there in your thick and thin. That is their value system. So you did not clear an exam, so you are feeling so sad. You are planning to go and jump into Hussain Sagar. It should not happen at all. What a true friend should react. How a true friend should tell us. So okay, it is not about life at all. It is just an exam. Nothing to worry. You are much, much more talented than that. You have very good knowledge. Your effort is not waste. Nothing to worry. Just calm down. Try to understand where we have to improve. That is their value system. అదే మన రిలేటివ్స్ ఏం చెప్తారు? నాకు తెలుసు ముందే నీకేం రాదని. అమ్మాయికి పెళ్లి చేయకుండా వీళ్ళు కోచింగ్ అంట, ఆప్షనల్ అంట, ఎగ్జామ్ అంట, ట్రైనింగ్ అంట. Now, next attempt when you clear the civil services exam, the same relatives will come and tell. What will they tell? కరెక్ట్. నాకు తెలిసి ముందే నువ్వు సెలెక్ట్ అవుతావు అని. 6th క్లాస్లోనే 10th క్లాస్ పుస్తకాలు చదివేదాన్ని నువ్వు. అసలు ఎంత టాలెంటెడ్ అంటే అసలు అంత టాలెంటెడ్. సి దర్ ఇస్ నో చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద పర్సన్. సేమ్ పర్సనే కదా. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ వాల్యూ సిస్టమ్. వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ వాల్యూ సిస్టమ్? ఆపర్చునిస్టిక్ ఫెలోస్. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ వాల్యూ సిస్టమ్. సో వాట్ డు దే మీన్? If they feel that we are more than them, they are respecting us. If they feel that we are less than them, they are not showing respect to us. But there are some people who are treating in the same way, irrespective of your status, irrespective of your position, irrespective of your success or failure. That is their value system. Understood? So here, helping poor. Not everybody is helping. Somebody is helping. So that is their value system. Now I asked a question, hypothetical question. When you find somebody's bag, see, different people react. Every answer is correct. That depend upon that person's value system. So this is called as valuational action or wertrational action. How did an individual develop the values? How did you develop the values? How did I develop the values? Socialization process. సో చిన్నప్పుడు ఎప్పుడో స్కూల్లో యూ హ్యావ్ స్టోలెన్ ఎరేజర్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ క్లాస్ అండ్ కేమ్ టు హోమ్ అండ్ టోల్డ్ మమ్మీ టుడే ఐ హ్యావ్ డన్ సమ్ గ్రేట్ థింగ్. ఐ స్టోల్ ఎరేజర్ ఆఫ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ మమ్మీస్ రియాక్షన్? బెటా కీప్ ఇట్ అప్, టుమారో యూ హ్యావ్ టు గెట్ మోర్. సో వాట్ వాల్యూ దట్ కిడ్ విల్ లెర్న్? ఓ, ఇట్ ఈస్ గుడ్ ఓన్లీ, నైస్. And he'll start doing. So, but what mother's reaction, what parents' reaction? No, beta, it should not be done like this. So, what is others is not ours. So, what is yours only is yours. You should not have greedy for others and all. If at all you need, you should ask their permission and then take, and then you have to give it back. So, they told this value to us. The other reason why, whenever you find something, So that value system is entered to your mind. So you're asking, excuse me, I want some water. And then you are taking your friend's water bottle. Very close friend అయితే మనమే తాగేస్తాం తర్వాత చెప్తాం. But still, value system is caught. Value system is learned. Now you'll get to know the real root of the answer. In ethics, a question is asked. Why is still corruption persist in Indian society? Everybody will write then answer. Corruption is bad. Corruption is not so good. We should not take bribe. We should serve the nation. We should establish a society without corruption. All that. Correct? That is an answer. After joining in civil services, what is happening to the value system? Someone is able to withstand their character despite the influence. But someone is changing their value system because of the external influence. Wealth is lost. Nothing is lost. Health is lost. Something is lost. Character is lost. Everything is lost. That is a value system. Self-respect and integrity is a value system. Someone is trying to compromise their character to get promotion. Someone is trying to compromise their value system to get more money. Someone is compromising their own self to do some illegal activities. That is their value system. Someone is happy with what they have. They don't want to change their value system. See, all of us are feeling if a person is having more money, more big bungalow and car, he is happy. He may not be happy. That is his value system. Some beggar is there who is on the street. He does not have anything, but still he is happy. That is his value system. So this is called as the concept of valuational action. See, Weber is going deep into why we are doing certain activities. He does not stop there. So he will come up with one more. And he says, one more action is there why a person is performing, which is called as in Zweckrational. That's what is called as. This is German word. Z-W-E-C-K. Zweckrational. Valuational. Next word is Zweckrational. What is the meaning of that? I'll explain. So, or you can say end rational. In English, word is end. End rational. Now, what is meaning of this, sir? So, Weber says, based on individual's own needs and motivation. Look at the word. Based on individuals' own needs and own motivation, an action performed is called as end rational and Zweckrational. Sir, what is meaning of this, sir? Now, when a person is stealing food, someone is stealing food from someone or some hotel. So, when you are catching that person and asking that person, why are you stealing? You know that stealing is not so good. So, what is the answer given by that person? Yes, sir, I know that stealing is not so good, but I have been hungry for last 2 days. There is no one to satisfy my basic need of hunger. He knows very well that stealing is not so good, but still why he is doing that? Because of his need. See, he got motivated to steal because his need called hunger is not satisfied. So the person knows why he is doing it, because of needs. That's the reason why the action is, what is the end of the action? Stealing is the end of the action. So what is the reason for doing it? Need. So which means Weber is trying to say, should you prepare hard for the exam? Should you work hard for your dream? Why do you want to work hard for your dream? Need. What is the need? Yes, you want to improve your socio-economic status and family status. Correct? You want to tell to the society, look, I am capable of this much. You want to tell all the relatives, come on, I'll show you what I am. So there is a need. So To show this to the society, you feel that you want to work, there's a motivation for you. Again, inspiration, motivation, external is just temporary. The internal inspiration of the self-motivation is what sustains forever. See, look at external influence, external impact, external motivation, external inspiration is temporary. It is emotional stimuli. But the internal self-motivation is what actually drives a person continuously. Sir, what is the meaning of this? You know the answer why you want to prepare for UPSC. You know the answer why you started this career called civil services. You know the answer why you are facing so many struggles in life. If your motivation is driving you, obviously you will work whatever challenges comes. You started preparation because of parents. Then parents cannot write the exam. We only have to write the exam. How did you select your graduation and post-graduation? Why did you do your graduation, post-graduation? Someone has done engineering, someone has done science, someone has done arts. Why did you select that? What is the reason for selecting that particular stream? At that time, were you aware of your own needs? Maybe social influence. Some of our relatives who are half educated or uneducated told our parents that life బాగుండాలంటే వాళ్ళని ఏం చేయాలి, కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ నేర్పించాలి, ఏదో కోర్సులు చేసి బతికేస్తారు. When someone told, so parents got a thought, okay, so then we'll go for this. Similarly, some of our relatives got settled in a particular stream, so they told our parents, they told us ఈ ఫీల్డ్ అయితే బాగుంటుంది. So ultimately, did parents ask, what is your self need, what is your self motivation? Maybe they would have asked also while deciding, especially graduation and after post graduation, because at that time you know what you wanted to do. See, parents are not forcing you to do a job now. Why? You understood your own need. There is a motivation in you to achieve what is your need. See, why parents are not coming to the class and sitting beside you every day? Even if they are sitting beside us, we will not listen. That is our choice. Why micromanagement is not done practically, not possible? Because they trust us. What is that trust? They know why you came to Ashok Nagar. They know you have the need, self-recognition need to the society. You have motivation to do that also. So that the end rational, meaning we are doing an action because we know the need for it. We have the motivation to satisfy our need for it. That's why that is called as Zweckrational or end rational. So, sir, does it mean that all actors will consider all these types of actions? So I give an example. Work hard for the exam. Your degree classmates, PG classmates, why some of them fail even though they were brilliant students in intermediate? Some of our classmates or some of the students drop out, even though they were very brilliant students, but during their graduation or BTech or whatever, why did they become dropout? What is the reason? No self-motivation at that time. They were influenced by external circumstances, so they wanted to continue like that. But when the realization comes, where in the self? So Dragon movie? Seen Dragon movie? Nice movie, you have to watch. All 48 na? We take supplements? Anukunta. It's okay, movie is not important, theme of the movie is important. So what does it mean? His own self knows that he cheated. That's the reason why he'll come and surrender in the final? I think so. So which means, no. Weber does not classify the actions and will come up with an answer where when actually action is performed by the individual, actual action is mix of all what we covered. So what all we covered till now type of social actions? One is traditional, Means sometimes we are doing it because of traditions. Second one, affective, A-R-E, affective emotions. Third, valuational. Fourth, end rational. Now, Weber is saying when an action is performed actually by an individual in the society, it is combination of all this mixture together. So look at the word. I said something. For Weber, interpretative understanding of the social actions is called as sociology. And what is social action? He defines. And finally he says, blue color, pink color, purple color, orange color. There are some primary colors and there are secondary colors. So all of you know there are some primary colors and secondary colors. So what do you mean of secondary color? Oh my god. Red, green, blue are the primary colors. Red, green, blue are the primary colors. So how do we get different other colors? Mix of other colors. Correct only? Especially when you look at the vehicles, dual tone, single tone, different types of colors will come. So how secondary color is a mixture of so many primary colors, exactly actual action performed by the individual is combination or the mixture of any of them. So actual action performed by an individual, according to Weber, is a mix of all these actions that he explains. In the process, understand what is happening in the society. That is what is called as interpretative understanding of social actions. Is called as sociology. Now, one example to understand. When you are feeling sleepy in the class, you are trying to control the sleep. అదే హాస్టల్లో అయితే సార్ అక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఏం మారదు సార్, అక్కడ శవాసనమే ఇక్కడ శవాసనమే. బట్ హాస్టల్లో అయితే see you are lying on your bed in the hostel, you are feeling sleepy. Will you try to control the sleep? No. Why? That is fundamental right, sir. Obviously that is your place. See, in that place, in that situation, in that time, you are not trying to control it. Why, sir? But in a class, when you are feeling sleepy, at least as far as possible, you are trying to control it. So look at the combination that is involved. What is the value system in the class? Don't try to sleep, correct only, and don't try to create disturbance for others. That's why you are trying to control. But during night time in our hostel, what is the value system? Sleep peacefully, correct only. So the social action, the combination of all of them depend upon the situation. That's what I asked two questions. When you go to a temple, how you behave, look at the actual action performed involves all this. Certain tradition also, certain value also. You don't like some of the relatives. You thought of slapping that person. But when they come and talk with your parents, how do you behave? Very quiet, very peaceful. But inside, what you are thinking? When this fellow will go out? I mean, the actual action that is performed is mixture of all this. Values also will come, end also will come, tradition also will come, affective also will come. But in the actual action, sometimes the dominant action may be different from situation to situation. Now, Weber is not just stopping there. He is understanding change in the society. He is understanding circumstances in society through these actions. How is he studying social change? How he is studying society? Through these actions. So he will give an example. What is the example, sir? See, once upon a time, divorce was considered as social stigma in the Indian society. See, if for any reason, if a girl or boy, both man or woman, if they are divorced in the society, relatives will not respect, family will not respect, neighbors will not respect, they won't accept that person, they won't invite them for social functions, all that. That was once upon a time. But right now, what is happening in the Indian society? Slowly, there is a change in the behavior. We are thinking that is their personal matter. Who are we to judge them? See, two persons are getting separated means that is their personal choice. Who are you to decide? Who are you to conduct the debate? సమంత నాగ చైతన్యకి ఎందుకు విడాకులు ఇచ్చింది? ఆప్షన్ ఏ ఆర్థిక కారణాలు అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఆప్షన్ బి కుటుంబ కలహాలు అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఆప్షన్ సి వేరే కుటుంబ కలహాలు అయి ఉండొచ్చు, ఆప్షన్ డి రాహుబలం గ్రహాలు సరిగా తెలిసిపోలేదు, ఆప్షన్ ఈ వేణుస్వామి సేస్ నేను ముందే చెప్పా జాతకం. Bloody, who are you to talk about their personal life? I mean, see, that is their reaction based on the circumstances and the situations. But when they have took that, when that person is taking that decision, all this also are resulted. See, no person wants to become bad. Every person is inherently good. But in the process of observation in the society, the values keep on changing over a period of time. Values change. Over a period of time, it will change. How, sir? A person faces some bad experience in a government office. So whenever we talk about that person, about the government, what is his value system? Negative. So he says, no, government is not so good. They are not doing at all this, because that is his value system. Somebody got benefited because of a scheme. So what is their value system? గన్ కన్నా ముందు వచ్చేదే మా జగన్, వాట్ ఎవర్ వాల్యూ సిస్టమ్. సో అంటే ఏంటి, సేమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్, ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ పర్సన్ టు పర్సన్. దట్ పర్సన్ యాక్షన్ ఈజ్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దిస్. సో వెబర్ సేస్ యాక్చువల్ యాక్షన్ పర్ఫార్మ్డ్ బై అన్ ఇండివిజువల్ ఈజ్ మిక్చర్ ఆర్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దీస్ యాక్షన్స్: ట్రెడిషనల్, ఎఫెక్టివ్, వాల్యుయేషనల్, అండ్ రేషనల్. Now, if you want society to be good, what type of action should be performed by the individuals? You are angry in the hostel, you are pouring petrol. Is this a good social action? Is this a good social action? Why? Not only we are burning our room, we are burning the entire hostel. Not a good social action. Why? You are damaging the society. You are damaging the society, not only yourself. So you are pouring petrol on yourself on the road. Even then it is not a good social action. Why, sir? Sir, I am doing it on myself. What is your problem, sir? What is others' problem, sir? Creating problem for the society. Okay, committing suicide. A person is feeling so sad, the person wants to commit suicide. Is it a good social action? No. If you kill yourself, what will you do? If you kill others, that's fine. But you should not commit suicide. అవసరమైతే హత్యలైనా చేయొచ్చు, కానీ ఆత్మహత్యలు చేసుకోకూడదు. ఎందుకంటే మీ ఆత్మ మీది కాదు, సృష్టించిన పరమాత్మది. ఆత్మహత్య చేసుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది? ప్రేతాత్మ అవుతుంది. వాల్యూ సిస్టమ్. సో సమ్వన్ ఈజ్ ఎమోషనలీ వెరీ 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 లో. దెర్ ఇస్ నో వన్ టు టాక్ అబౌట్ దట్ పర్సన్. దెర్ ఇస్ నో వన్ టు టెల్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. దెర్ ఇస్ నో వన్ టు లిసన్ టు ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. So during that emotionally very low balanced state, the thought came to that person's mind to commit the suicide. See, look at. So you have seen Stalin movie. A girl will jump from the building. ఎందుకు? అమ్మాయి ఫిజికల్లీ డిజేబుల్డ్ క్యాండిడేట్, ఎగ్జామ్ రాయడానికి ఎవరు హెల్ప్ చేయడానికి రాలేదు. అండ్ షీ, అంటే మూవీయే కరెక్టే. సో వాట్ థాట్ కేమ్ టు అవర్ మైండ్? సమాజం నన్ను ఒక భారంగా భావిస్తుంది. సో ఏ డిజేబుల్డ్ పర్సన్ ఈజ్ ఫీలింగ్ దట్ సొసైటీ ఈజ్ థింకింగ్ ద డిజేబుల్డ్ పర్సన్ యాజ్ ఎ బర్డన్. దెర్ ఇస్ నో వన్ టు సపోర్ట్ హర్. So a thought came to her mind that no, I don't want to lead this life with pity from the society. Then the thought came. So what does it mean? Weber is trying to say, when an individual is doing that action, not only look at the action, also understand the circumstances in which that person is performing that action. Also try to create good positive circumstances so that the action will benefit the actor as well as the others, as well as the society. See, now you'll understand basically what is the purpose of the family, why there is a family. Observe in your own family. Father invested in something and he made loss. What is mother's reaction? What is mother's reaction? She will scold. Of course, she may scold, but what she'll tell? పర్లేదు, నష్టం వస్తే వచ్చింది, ఏం కాదు, నెక్స్ట్ టైం జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండు. దట్ ఈస్ హౌ షీ ఈస్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ ద ఎమోషనల్ సపోర్ట్. దెన్ వాట్? ఫాదర్ ఫీల్స్ ఫైన్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు లర్న్ ద లెసన్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్. లుక్ అట్ ద సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్. ఆపోజిట్, నాకు ముందే తెలుసు, నువ్వు వేస్ట్, నువ్వు లాస్. సో వాట్ ఇస్ ద రియాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్సన్? Emotionally feeling very, 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 very low. So Weber, two circumstances are there. Loss is there, the person is having the emotional strength to overcome. Loss is there, the person is feeling emotionally low because support system is not there. So whether your success or failure or what is your success does not depend upon your position, does not depend upon your money, does not depend upon your status. It depends upon the support system that you have. See, very thought-provoking quotation. మీ సక్సెస్ ఏంటి? మీ పొజిషన్ కాదు, మీ బ్యాలెన్స్ కాదు, మీ బ్యాంక్ డబ్బులు కాదు, మీ సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్. వై సార్? ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ పాజిటివ్ సపోర్ట్ సిస్టమ్, obviously whatever negativities, you will try to overcome it. Your action will be positive for the society. Now see, if you ask a terrorist, I mean, we are not supporting terrorism, but if you ask any extremist, by birth is he a terrorist? By birth is he an Naxalite? By birth is a Maoist? No. Then who is responsible for that? Society is responsible. So when you're asking an Naxalite or a Maoist, why did you choose this extremism? The answer given by them will help in understanding that social action. Why he took that extreme trip? That extreme step is because of some traditional reasons, some affective reasons, some valuational, as well as all of them. Now, when I ask you, why do you want to prepare for civil services? But when a brother is not interested in civil services, both social actions are correct. So, you are telling this social action in a different way, and brother is telling social action in different way. So, that's what we said. Circumstances, emotions. Now we'll get definition given by Weber to sociology. What is the definition given? Interpretative understanding of social actions. Which means why that action is performed. This action is mixture the result of all other actions. Interpretation. Different people interpret that action in a different way. So, when this interpretation is helpful to understand the change in the society, that is called as sociology. Interpretative understanding of the social action. And sir, now what is Marx's interpretation of the society? What is Marx's interpretation of the society? How did Marx study social change? His interpretation is based on economic exploitation. His interpretation is based on economic exploitation. That's what he studied. So whenever Marx thought about history, only one interpretation is coming to his mind. What is that interpretation? Class struggle, conflict, materialism, and the change. That is his interpretation. So you are telling, no, capitalism is good also. Companies are doing welfare of the workers also. Corporate social responsibility is there. Marx says, no, I don't see all that. Because there is Marx's interpretation. Now, after Pahalgam terrorist attack, how the Indians are interpreting that event? How do you interpret? So a terrorist attack happened in Kashmir. So how do you interpret that? What is your understanding of whatever you are reading?
After that, we are taking some measures.
Yes.
We have to
They are challenging our sovereignty, they are questioning our government, they are questioning a particular religious ideology. interpretation. What is Pakistan's interpretation? If you are following, you only have done yourself and you are trying to do. That is their interpretation. Correct? So if everybody is interpreting according to their choice, at least something is supposed to be true. Something supposed to be real. So what is the emotion in the Indians after Pahalgam terrorist attack? What do you feel after watching that videos? Our country should take right revenge. We have to prove them what we are. That is the interpretation? Yes. So what does it mean? Any event that happens to a person, the interpretation depends upon that person's social action. Traditions also responsible, values also responsible, emotions also responsible, and mixture of all of them. That is what Weber is trying to say. Now, what is success, what is failure is nothing but interpretation of the actor. It is just an event. So for someone, getting a job is success. For someone, getting more money is success. For someone, cheating others is success. For someone, chatting with someone is success. So for someone, so whatever. So based on what the success will vary? Value system. So based on the person's character, based on situation and circumstances. So this is where the Weber uses the interpretation methodology to study society. So that's why. And finally, social action can be positive also. Social action can be negative also. So how do we expect social action to be positive? If you create a strong positive support system, even if the situation is negative, social action will be positive. If strong support system is not there, even if the situation is positive, action can be negative. See, for some people, small problems only, they'll feel it as very, 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 very big. For someone, even if the most dangerous problems are there, still they're able to happily face it. So that is where Weber uses the concept of interpretative understanding of social actions. Now, after the class, so you're going to hostel and you are eating food. Is it a social action? Obviously you are conscious. సో హాస్టల్లో కర్రీ బాగాలేదు, ఏం చేయాలి? పక్క హాస్టల్కి ఫోన్ చేసాం, వాళ్ళు సేమ్ కర్రీ అని చెప్పారు. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? ఆ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఈ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఇద్దరు బయటికి వెళ్ళి టిఫిన్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఎ సోషల్ యాక్షన్? ఎస్, కాన్షియస్లీ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ దేర్. సో వై ఆర్ యూ పర్ఫార్మింగ్ దీస్ యాక్షన్స్? వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్? So entire life is nothing but performing social actions to fulfill our needs, and in the process we are moving one level to the next level to the next level to satisfy our needs. So right now, food, clothes, shelter, basic needs are satisfied. So what is the need to prove what you are to the society? There is recognition need. There is a self-actualization need. So that is the need, the reason why you have selected a path called UPSC. After clearing civil services, will the need stop? So next level of the needs will come. Again, your social actions will change. Okay, you became chief secretary, cabinet secretary, principal secretary. Does it mean need will stop? So need will never end at all. When need does not end, what happens to actions also? So action will end only when breathing action stops. So, which means throughout our life we are performing so many social actions. It's a continuous process. During this process, values keep on changing, beliefs keep on changing, orientation towards others keep on changing. This is called as social change in the society. So Weber is trying to put all the different dimensions in one, and finally he's saying our orientation towards others towards group, towards friends, towards family, towards office, towards work is changing because our social action is a continuous process. It is dynamic. Now, look at Marx, look at Weber. Marx also says society is dynamic. How change will happen in society according to Marx? Because of conflict and revolution. According to Weber, is society dynamic or not? Yes. So how social change will happen? Because of change in social action. Why social action is changing, sir? Continuously our needs are satisfied. So needs are satisfied, more needs are coming. In the process, self is finding out more and more needs. So again, if we look at Marx only studied the history from which perspective? Materialistic perspective. So societies are observed by Weber from what? Social action and interpretation. Social action and interpretation. Okay? So this is the basic rough idea of Weber. So Weber gave a concept called social action. And what is social action? When you call it a social action, conscious. Keyword is conscious and we know why we are doing it. Then that is called as social action. After that we said types of social actions, traditions. Based on some belief system we are doing it. So affective. Because of a emotion in a situation we are doing it. That is called as affective social action. Then valuational social action. Then just now we said, so Zweckrational, ZWECK, Zweckrational or end rational. So this is ZWECK, Zweckrational, end rational. What does it mean? Ultimately the self is identifying the own needs and there is a motivation for doing it. So this is from sociological understanding. For those who have done management and MBA and maybe economics and become people also, Abraham Maslow's theory of needs. Basic needs, socialization needs, realization needs, recognition needs, self-realization needs. Final need is self-realization. What does it mean? We are not worried about what society is thinking about. We are not worried about what our relatives are thinking. We want to satisfy ourselves. So, if social action is self-satisfactory, if social action is providing benefit for all, obviously society will be good. So this is what is Weber's way of understanding of social action. Okay. So what all we studied? First we studied Marx, historical materialism. Then we studied something called class struggle. After that we studied alienation. Then Marx on religion. Then we studied Weber. Okay. So I was told by this admissions people, so if you are willing to take admission, contact them, it seems. So again, spread among your friends also as much as possible. Until now, I hope so I entertained you for last 5 days. And your being is realizing slowly. So that the social being to being. See, once again, regular class will not be like this. First, in the regular class, what we are going to do, first 2-3 days we are going to cover only sociology basic terms. NCERT sociology terms will be covered. Next, we'll be covering all the micro topic analysis. After that, we'll be discussing actually each concept chapter wise. So first, second, third, all that. But wherever possible, we'll try to do the interlinking. Sir, what is interlinking? See, now we know one idea of Marx. Now we know one idea of Weber. So when you have understood Marx correctly, when you understood Weber correctly, just with understanding you will write the answer. Just with understanding only you will write the answer. And again, I told you that even answer, try to ensure it is a sociological answer. Meaning, thinker and thinker's work and thinker's perception and if possible, so how that is used to real life example also. So terrorist attack, do you feel it's a good social action or a bad social action? That is Weber's perspective. Correct only? So this is all about foundation classes for sociology. Any questions you have, you can ask. I was told. So those who want to take admission, contact them. So that's what they told us. Swati, Meghna, Naidu. So any other questions, online students? Hope I entertained you enough. I'll also dictate in the regular class. Don't worry, after the topic is over, I'll be dictating the actual class notes also. PDF also will be shared with you. And we'll be discussing previous questions also on the topic. So you'll be writing answers also in the class itself. All good? No questions? Already weekend vibes? Weekend vibes? No sir, already toward the end of Saturday. Okay, see you. Thank you.